Alright. Is it on? Are we rolling? Sorry, can't see my face. It's been a minute. I kind of owe everybody an explanation, I feel like. I have not posted for probably about 2 years now, and I haven't posted consistently for almost 3. You know, there's a reason for all of that, and I think we're finally going to talk about it. I've been meaning to do this on and off for probably the last year or two, really ever since I started slowing down posting. I just couldn't find the time or the motivation to do it though, but here we are. I finally have that time and motivation. So we're gonna talk about what's happened because a lot has happened. God, I don't really know where to start. If you were here when I first started making content, first of all, I'm sorry. I started making content around my freshman year of high school, towards the start of my freshman year of high school during my first semester, and everything kind of blew up in my face. It didn't go well. I went to a private Christian school for my freshman and sophomore year. It did not go well. Having this whole YouTube persona where I was open about who I was kind of blew up in my face when I had a big argument with a friend of mine. I was very actively online during that time of my life because I didn't really have another place to go. I didn't have any friends really. I didn't have people to confide in, so I came here. Was that a good choice? Debatable. Yeah, I was posting pretty consistently until probably about the start of my sophomore year. In the start of my sophomore year, I got into my first actual relationship. It did not go well at all. They were not a good person for me. We broke up. About a month after that, I got into another relationship, and that relationship, we'll get into that. But the rest of my sophomore year was kind of a nightmare because during my first semester I was sexually assaulted. But it wasn't all bad. It was very bad that it happened, obviously. It was very bad that I reported too late and that kid didn't get any repercussions for what he did. But yeah, that was really the turning point. I had really stopped posting pretty consistently at that point because I did finally have some level of friends. Towards the end of my sophomore year, my parents finally realized, okay, clearly being at this private school is not the right fit for you, so we're going to transfer you to public school. And that, one of the best decisions of my life, probably. I know everyone's always like, oh my god, public school sucks, and it does, but it really shows how bad it was at my old school for me to be able to say that public school was so much better than the school I was at. The person I was dating, we both went to, my old school, and after a series of events, both of our parents decided, okay, we're going to transfer you to this public school. And, again, best decision of my life. We both transferred. I'm not going to air out all of our drama that we had, but they were not a healthy person for me either. It was a very, very bad situation. We were both in bad situations. It just didn't end up working out. I transferred schools finally at about the peak of an abusive relationship. At that point, I had really stopped posting at all, I think. That was the start of my junior year. I wasn't really interested in doing that anymore. Content creation, it was fun for a time. By the time my junior year came around, I knew I didn't really want to pursue content creation, especially as a career anymore, because that's what I had been working towards, mostly my freshman year and towards the start of my sophomore year. I was finally at public school, and I finally had like a proper support system, and I didn't need this online support that I had. I kind of stopped posting entirely at the start of my junior year, my first semester. Huge learning curve going from private school to public school. First of all, I'm very glad I was able to make that transfer, but the learning curve was pretty steep. Going from 8 classes and 2 breaks a day to 6 classes and 1 break a day. Not fun. It was definitely a big switch. My very first day, during my 6th hour class, I met this guy. And I won't go into too many details about him. At that time, I was in that other relationship that really wasn't working out. And then my first homecoming comes around. And the person I was dating at the time, the person I had transferred schools with, that was finally my breaking point. We finally broke up at homecoming my junior year. I had kind of been preparing for a breakup for a while, so when it finally came, the only thing I really felt was relief. And about a month later, I was finally able to get with a guy that I'd noticed. And we are still together now. So, we've been together for just over a year and a half now. So, that transfer to public school, and then having all these realizations of, content creation isn't something I want to pursue as a career. What do I want to pursue as a career? I play double bass. I was playing in our school orchestra, and I kind of came to the realization that if I don't pursue this in college, then the end of my senior year will be the last time I play my bass. And that did not sit right with me. My junior year, I finally realized that I want to pursue the double bass as a career. Junior year finishes up and everything. I don't think I've posted for probably 6 months at that point. And I knew I kind of wanted to be like, hey, this is what's been going on. This is where I've been. And I just didn't. And then my senior year rolled around, my last year of high school, one of the most bonkers years of my life, by far, one of the wildest years of my life so far. I worked on college applications, I worked on college auditions, a whole lot of stuff that, I won't get into, and I'm gonna keep it private, because I don't feel the need to share every single part of my life online anymore, because I have people that I can share that with now. So I just graduated from high school yesterday. My graduation ceremony, my commencement ceremony was yesterday. So I'm officially done with high school, and next year I'm going to college. I'm going to university to get my degree in classical performance on my double bass. I have been on antidepressants for 6 months now. I found out that I have autism, and also that I have a moderate major depressive disorder. I didn't seek treatment for quite a while. My depression specifically isn't just a mood thing, it's also a chemical imbalance from multiple factors, including my genetics. Thanks, Mom. Antidepressants were definitely the best choice for me. I've never been better. Why does this all matter? I feel like I owe everybody kind of an update and a little bit of an explanation as to where I've been for the last 2-3 years now. I don't really know what this means for my content going forward. I doubt I'll really be posting much anymore. We'll see what happens. We'll see if I can come back to it or if I'll start over. At this point, though, I don't really see myself coming back after this. I'm just content to watch YouTube now instead of try to do YouTube. That's that, I guess. That's the life update. Thank you all for, letting me do YouTube for like that year and a half that I did do it, and letting me have fun. We'll just have to see what happens. That's kind of been my motto over the past year or two, is we'll just have to see what happens. I'm not dead or anything, I'm actually more alive than I've ever been. But we'll have to see what happens. Yeah, we'll have to see what happens.